Greetings YouTube, Sega Zombie here and welcome to another Spectrum Spectacular, guys. I've been threatening one of these for a while. It's just been, there's so much been going on, guys. I'm going to keep moving around awkward. I was involved in a car accident yesterday. Someone decided to not stop at a roundabout and unfortunately I was in their way, so I've had that to contend with. Wow, we've got so much to film on Sega and the Sega wall and the updates. There's so many videos I want to do. It's just having the time to do them all. But I promised a Spectrum video. And let's get on top of that because a lot has changed in my Spectrum collection. You know, I think many of you know now, and I've touched on it in my last video, is that I've given up the chase for the Hit Squad collection, and that wasn't a decision I took lightly. I thought about it for a while, and with lockdown I noticed that the prices were going mental, and I had to ask myself a question: was there enough nostalgia there for me to pay potentially hundreds and hundreds of pounds for some Spectrum cassette tapes, you know? And the thing is it's been picking up the original releases. That's where my nostalgia is, guys. Don't get me wrong, the Hit Squads are great. I love how they have the set genre types. It's uniformed. All the cases are the same. They're numbered. It's amazing. And that's what the appeal was for me. But not the nostalgia. The nostalgia for me, guys, is with the original releases. I had a few Hit Squad games back in the day. But yeah, it was the original titles. That's where I feed my nostalgic buzz. And I was thinking, you know, I went into collecting the Hit Squads a couple of years ago in naively thinking that it was a subset that I could finish on the Spectrum. Now, the Spectrum has a huge library of games. It really does, like all the micros. I don't know if there is a set figure in stone on how many games are released, but it's thousands. And being a collector, loving to collect for things, I like to have a target and a goal. It's pretty easy with the Sega wall. I want full PAL set in the Mega Drive, which we're almost there. I've achieved the full UK PAL set in the Dreamcast. Then there's the exclusives. Then later on I'll probably go on to the Master System. The Sega Saturn has taken a massive change for me. That's focusing now on Japanese Saturn, which that on its own, guys, I've got so many videos to shoot for the Japanese Saturn, but that's not what we're talking about today. It's about the Spectrum. But my collecting goals, and I've given up the hunt on the Hit Squad. I've cashed in, if you will, on some of these games because the money is tremendous. It's unbelievable what some of these games are going for. So every penny raised in selling those Hit Squads, I'm reinvesting back into my Specky collection to focus on the original release games, which I'll show you a few of those, guys. And then, obviously, into the Sega wall, just the general collection in general, guys. It's all being flipped, it's all being recycled back into my passion of video games and collecting. And some of you may be asking the question, what's going to fill that void for full, you know, getting a full subset of something on the Specky? And I would love to be like Mr. Bads and be able to go for a whole Ocean release or something like that, because Ocean to me epitomises and is so iconic. That was the publisher, that was the logo of the 80s for me, Ocean, and I'd love to go into that. But you know, I'm going to collect the Ocean titles that mean a lot to me. And this and a subset, and it was a set that I started delving into while the frustrations of not being able to pick up any Hit Squads, and that's the Players and the Players Premier. That is the Players and the Players Premier release. Now I remember these fondly because of the news agents I worked for doing a paper round back in the day had a lot of these on a stand, and I've got some great memories of these games and their original budget releases, original games released on a budget pocket money label. And there's some really great games, and we're going to delve into the player's journey a lot. But, you know, this is just a general recap Spectrum video. You can just see in the top here where the hit squads were. Very sad looking, very empty. But I've started filling up with some games, so I'll show you the state of that. We'll focus a little bit on the players. I think Players Premier, which is its sub-label, which was the sort of premiere of it. You know, I think they were a quid cheap dearer than the players' titles. There's 34 in total to collect, including 3 re-releases. And then the players label, so a players Premier, so far I have this version. Mythbusters, not a bad game that. It plays very similar to Afterburner. But what a familiar theme with the players games is they look the part, and in a way they play the part. The one thing they get really wrong, and it's across the board on a lot of these games, is the difficulty. Some of these games are brutally hard, and some of them are just completely unfair. You just cannot progress. I don't know if you guys got any experiences with players games. Let me know in comments. I want to know what games you loved on this label, what games frustrated you. But there's the Players Premier. And then another version of the Players Premier that I've got is this one with the blue. And as you can see, it's got the blue there. Task Force, a good game. Kind of reminds me of Cybernator. Yeah, kind of reminds me of that sort of game. But a great little game. Not bad at all. Really enjoyed playing that. There's some new additions here. I've loaded in a new one now. And that is Mutant Fortress. Lovely soundtrack. I'm hoping you can hear that in the background, guys. Yeah, but this looks an interesting one. This looks a good game. So looking forward to playing that. And then you've got the standard players label, and probably the most famous and most well-known game on that is Joe Blade. At the moment I only have the original Joe Blade. I do have the others waiting in a shipment, a bundle from Spain. But I haven't got that sort of deal done yet. But yeah, Joe Blade is probably one of the biggest titles on the players label. So yeah, I'm really enjoying some of these games, and really the nostalgia is there. The likes of Joe Blade, Los Angeles Police Department is another one where it's like an Operation Wolf clone, and back then anything that looked like Operation Wolf I grabbed it. And this is a game that plays really well, looks great, but again the difficulty is, it's brutal. A brutal game, it really is. I'm sure we'll go into some of these games. Los Angeles Police Department is actually LA Drugs Bust. So this is a re-release. Yeah, there's the original there. A fantastic little game. Love it. On the side. So yeah, that's where the collection's going, guys, you know. Another game I've really enjoyed. Been playing that. I've been playing a lot of Spectrum. I'm just trying to spot it. Operation Hanno. Another Operation Wolf style clone. A little bit easier this one, but still, you run out of bullets, and then if you die, it doesn't give you any more bullets. You've still got no bullets, so you just can't get out of it. It's unbelievable. The little things like that spoil the game, unfortunately, but nevertheless, a great game. Well, I've enjoyed it. And then you've got the flip screen sort of shooters, on-rail shooters like Space Ace. Doesn't flow like Operation Wolf as such. You know, you've just got the one character to hunt down in the landscape and shoot. You can go up, down, left, right, and to find that. There's another game here that's like that. I think it's this one, Prohibition. Very similar, whereas Space Ace is obviously sci-fi. This is a gangster environment game, and again, You just go around the cityscape, up, down, left, right. There's an arrow indicating you where the danger's coming from. You've got to spot the gangster in a window or on a doorway or some steps or on a roof and take him out before he shoots you. So yeah, we've got loads of games to go through, guys, on the player's label. And, you know, I think it's going to be a fun set to go for. And like I said, there is the nostalgia there for it. I'm sure loads of you are screaming out to me, why don't I go for Codemasters? I've got a few Codemasters games and there's loads of nostalgia there too. And Kicks. But again, you know, some of the harder to get games command high prices. So, you know, as and when they pop up in bundles and deals, I'm sure I'm going to grab them, guys. But the Spectrum collecting isn't going to stop just because the Hit Squads has. If anything, it's intensified. Because in recent pickups video, picking up like the original release RoboCop and Batman the Cape Crusader, that's where I've been buzzing. So it's keeping that going, guys. And I've got a stack of games here that I picked up recently. First of all, we've got Mikey, the original clamshell box release of that. A fantastic game that I rediscovered while collecting the Hit Squad. That's what's been great about the Hit Squad journey. I don't regret it at all. I found some really great games that passed me by or I didn't give time to back in the day. And I've really rediscovered them and really enjoy them now. And Mikey's one of them. So really chuffed to add Mikey. And then a game that I always loved. Probably the first one-on-one fighter that I remember. Probably the first. And that is Yi Ya Kung Fu. So, you know, a clamshell again. I've got to have the original. And then on to one of the best games on the Specky in my opinion. And again, it's getting the original, and that is Target Renegade. And look at that box art. Absolutely amazing. So iconic. I just remember that so vividly. I'm sure I had a poster out of one of the magazines of that on my wall as well. But yeah, a great game. Needs no introduction really. We don't really need to chat too much. Those that know that Target Renegade is a killer game. And then Paperboy, I featured this one on Instagram and been playing it a lot. Because it's the nostalgia, guys. You know, this isn't the best conversion of Paperboy, but it's the one I remember so fondly back in the day. And then again, another game that I rediscovered, and it plays really well on the Spectrum. And this game, really, for me, I remember more on the Amiga, on the 16-bit. But this plays awesome, and that is IK Plus. So, another game added to the Specky collection. Then another little subset that I might go for, but again, I think there's some killer games, some tough ones to get. But that's Gremlin, and I've got Jack the Nipper. Great game, but unfortunately this copy doesn't load. I've tried it numerous times. I can't get it to load in, so I'm pretty gutted with that. It's very rare that I get a game that doesn't load on my faithful Grace +2 Specky, but this one was having none of it, which is a shame, because I did have fond memories of that back in the day. And then to a game that I'd forgotten about, and I've been itching to get it ever since I rediscovered it, and that is Death Wish 3. Just a mindless romp. It's really, really ahead of its time. It really was, this game. I think we're going to do a future video on it showing some gameplay. But yeah, Death Wish, a brilliant little game. You walk the streets, you can go northeast, southwest, and you've got numerous different weapons out of the films, like the rocket launcher, machine guns, 12-bore shotguns, handguns, and you basically got to clear out the gangs on the streets. You get fed information on a computer printout at the bottom of the screen there in your hub. And yeah, you just go around, you can enter buildings, you can shoot through windows. Just mindless violence. I don't think there's an end to this game, but I really enjoy just running around, shooting whoever I can, taking out the bosses, of the gangs. It's a great little game, it really is. An awesome game on the Speccy. So yeah, I've been playing that a lot, and I think we'll do a future Spectrum Spectacular on that one, guys. And then another game I've picked up recently is Rampage. These are all off the Facebook Sinclair for Sale groups, all of these guys. Great site. Yeah, but Rampage, again, Hit Squad replacement, that one. And then finally a game which was with some of the others. I don't just like, if someone's got a bundle of games, it isn't cost effective just to buy one. And I think I got Paperboy and another, and I asked for this one as well because it was only a couple of pounds, and that's Thundercats. Absolutely loved this cartoon back in the day. The game's okay, it's not great unfortunately. Again, difficulty sort of spoils it somewhat. But yeah, it's pretty good for the Speccy. So yeah, they're the games I've picked up, guys. And as you can see, I'm putting the money to good use to build my Speccy collection with original releases. Because that's what it's all about for me, guys. It really is. And with the players underway, well underway, I've got 29 games so far. I've got another half dozen waiting in a bundle for me. So, you know, we're moving along really nicely with Spectrum players and players Premier little subset we're going to go for. I'm now delving down the Gremlin path. And it's just nostalgic games that I had back in the day, or mates had back in the day, that I remember playing fondly, just to get those in the collection, really, guys. So yeah, that's where we're at with the Spectrum. I thought we'll end the video with me playing a little bit of Mutant Fortress. So I've got the Speccy set up, guys. I'll lean back a bit so hopefully we can zoom it in. Free for Kempston. Rewind to side 2, so we're going to jump cut. I thought this was going to do this. Right, here we go, guys. So, you know, this isn't going to be too much of a game focus. I thought it'd just be nice to have a little play on a player's game. Mutant Fortress. I'm sure I had this back in the day. I'll lean back a bit so we can zoom in a little. But future Spectrum Spectacular videos, I'm definitely going to do some updates, guys, with some of these new games we grabbed, and we'll focus on some of them like we did and continue that series, because I've really been neglecting the Speccy of late. But with the future videos you're going to see, guys, you're going to see why. But stop the tape and hit any key. Here we go, guys. Level 1, the forest. So quite detailed. Whoa. Can we go in there? We've got lizards, we've got all manner. They're really well detailed, the graphics. What's that in the ground? I don't like the look of that. Unfortunately, no in-game music. Typical puff and sound effects there. Crackle and pop. I think these just keep coming, so let's move along. Oh, and he dies. I had a feeling that was going to happen, guys. Oh, what we got here? Can I get that? The answer to the question there is no, I can't get it. But for, you know, this is a $2.99 title. I'd have been well happy with this back in the day. And you'll notice with the player games that the presentation on most of them are really good. This is really playful, real responsive. I don't know what I picked up there. I'm actually out of ammo. Which is what you tend to find with these games is, you know, you run out of bullets and things like that. These are tough. Now what is that there? I don't want to land on that. I think they're landmines. So we'll jump over those. Let's clear some of this if we can. You got any memories of Mutant Fortress, guys? You know, I'd have been well chuffed with this for $2.99 back in the day. I really would have. I don't know what if them things there, them like radiation canisters. Oh, what we got up there? There was health up there and I died. We'll put Zom in. And I think what we might do is have one more go, guys. See if we can get a bit further. They look zombies. They're relentless. They just keep coming, guys. They just keep coming. Why can't I get that, though? That's really annoying. And I died pretty much in the same place as last time. Let's just keep going. Whoa, them birds really do take you out. Look at all that energy that's just been drained out of me. I'm nearly dead again, guys. And I'm dead. So there we go, guys. There is Mutant Fortress. Like I said, I might do a separate video, specky video on the players and how that journey begins to replace the hit squad. I don't know yet, but Spectrum Spectacular is not going anywhere, guys. There's going to be more videos. This one's more of a specky update, and to let you guys know where the specky collection and gaming and you know the journey is continuing, guys. I'm Sega Zombie. Until the next time, goodbye.